Hello and welcome to the first episode of Season 2 of Cull the Weak. I'm your host, as always, Brobnar89. Mutations have come to the Crucible, and they have come to Cull the Weak as well. This season, instead of playing through an entire box and choosing just 2 decks, we have pre-selected 4 decks that will be competing in a round robin. Only one of the 4 will be kept at the end, and that will not necessarily be the winner. It will be the one that we decide is the keeper. Now I say we because another mutation that has come to Cull the Weak is I now have Siaka here on mic with me. Hello, Siaka, how are you?
Hello, Brobnar89. I'm excited to Cull the Weak.
Yes, it will be fun. I'm looking forward to it, especially with this new set. Tell me a little bit about how you've been enjoying Mass Mutation so far.
I've been having a blast. I hope we're able to play in person in competitive events. I'm really excited to see how this set does, especially in sealed.
Yeah, that could be really interesting. I think the set feels very tight in terms of the ability of the decks. You know, you think about Coda, there's 1 out of every 20 or 30 decks is like really good. And in this set, I don't know if it's just because I've seen everything with fresh eyes, but in this set it feels like maybe like 1 out of every like 5 decks is like really good.
Yeah, I agree. I think these decks compete with each other pretty well. I think they stand up to older sets pretty well.
Right.
And pretty much every house does something interesting.
Right. There's no Worlds Collide Brobnar in this set. You are happy to see any house on your deck list.
Right, and I think that contributes to why more of the decks seem good, because your deck isn't automatically bad because one of the houses was there, like Worlds Collide Brobnar, as you mentioned, or if you saw Mars in Call of the Archons, like it was most likely bad. There were some great Mars lineups, but it was usually bad. Right.
Let's jump right into it here. We have our decks ready to go. We've both selected 2 out of the 4 that we will be playing against one another tonight. As I mentioned, this is just going to be the first run for these decks, and then we're going to go through the 4 decks that we've chosen and play all of them against all of the others. So, I'm going to go ahead and go first here. I have Gregg, the Aviator of Vitaworld. Gregg, the Aviator of Vitaworld is a Logos, Shadows, and Untamed deck. Now, the reason why I picked this one, it's got some really fun Untamed. I always like a good key cheat, and of course, the classic key cheat in this set is the Keyfrog. 2 power, destroyed, forge a key at current cost. Just a really weird and unique key cheat that they've thrown into this set here. And it's particularly fun with Amberlution, which is another really strange card. Amberlution is Omega, you play it at the end of your turn, and then destroy each creature, and then you reveal your hand and you put each creature from your hand into play ready, which can just totally mess with things. But if you've got a Keyfrog out and you've gotten yourself up to 6, you can do that, end your turn by forging a key, and then totally mess with your opponent's board state and their plans. And your opponent doesn't get to draw cards, right? You start your turn with whatever non-creatures were in your hand, so it can really mess with things. It's got double Resurgence, so you can bring that Keyfrog back. It's got double Reclaim by Nature, really low artifact control in the set. So having 2 of those can be really, really helpful. Looking over at Shadows, one of the things that was neat about this is it's got a Spike Trap. So that can actually trigger the Keyfrog on your turn if it manages to live long enough. Double Opportunist pairs pretty well with the Shoulder Id. Makes it really hard for your opponent to get that Amber back once you capture it. Logos has some of that great classic Logos flow in here. Double Daughter is always great. Lethological, gonna really help you rip through your deck. Eclectic Inquiry, we were just talking about how that is just a better version of Random Access Archives. It's just the same thing, but better.
Yeah, I think Gregg is a pretty interesting deck. The Shoulder Its Taunting can protect some interesting creatures like the Keyfrog so that you can set it off on your own terms. The Daughters are pretty powerful behind Taunt.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm excited to put it through the ringer here. It'll be fun. Let's go ahead and take a look at your deck. What did you select?
Sure, so I'm going with Divelimb, the Phony of Mobs, as Dis Shadows and Star Alliance. And I picked this deck for a few reasons. The first thing that caught my eye was the Z-Force Agent and the Matter Maker. Z-Force Agent is a rare in Star Alliance that gets more powerful as you put more upgrades on it, because it has a fight ability where it gains 1 amber for every upgrade attached to it. And with the Matter Maker, you're able to play upgrades in any house. It combos well with the Pain Mail in Dis, which is an upgrade you want to play pretty often.
Ooh, and out of house too. Yeah, that's great.
And it lets you filter through the Star Alliance upgrades that you're drawing. So we've got 5 upgrades in Star Alliance. No creatures that double as upgrades, but if this deck had them, you would actually be able to play them as upgrades with Matter Maker, which is pretty great.
Oh, that's really cool. Do you know the Z-Force Agent? Does he always come with those 3 upgrades?
That's right. And I found when I've tested this deck out, a lot of times those upgrades don't necessarily end up on the Z-Force Agent. When they do, he can become pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I could imagine that.
Yep.
Yeah, if you could see that if there was some archiving in this deck, you could assemble the Z-Force Agent more often. But maybe with the Matter Maker, it's a little bit better because you can get them out and use them more reliably.
Those 2 rares are super interesting together. As for the other houses, I always like seeing Borrow. Yeah. We do have a bunch of spot control in Shadow, so that's how you'll be getting rid of bothersome creatures. So we've got Dark Wave, Lights Out to bounce stuff. Look Over There can steal or just take something away. Mug twice, so you can be dealing 8 damage per turn, pretty much take out most things.
Yeah.
Vandalize is a good utility. You can discard something pretty good out of their deck and really mess with their plan. Shoulder Id helps protect the Garcias or the Z-Force Agent. Snudge, lots of good targets in here with that. Dis, one thing that may stand out about Dis here is it has 8 creatures, and you can get into a state where your Dis is a huge problem for the opponent, and they feel pressured to play a board wipe. 2 of those creatures are Cinder, so you will have to sacrifice creatures to reap with them. With Rad Penny and Inspector, that might not be that bad. Or if you have the Z-Wave emitter and a creature's warded, you can destroy it and who cares.
Yes.
The Cinders really like putting Snudge next to them.
Yeah. As I was saying before, the Amber control the artifact control is so low in this set.
So Snudge can do that.
You want to keep that Snudge safe, yeah.
And Snudge can also put some creatures back in your hand that you want to play again. So for example, if you've got the Universal Translator going on and Snudge is on the board, you can Garcia all the way up to 12 because you send one back to your hand, which I think is super interesting and can be a big wipe. I've also used Snudge to take the turn key back that didn't do anything and then play it to actually unforge a key and get another delay.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you play it when they don't have a key and then you bounce it when they do.
Yep. And it usually flies off the radar. I guess I'm giving away my secrets here, but
keep going.
The Bone Saws pair well with the Cinders because you destroy a creature and Bone Saw comes out ready, so they can do some stuff. Yeah, the non-creatures in Dis, they're great. Mindfire, and can't complain about that. Break Key is probably the worst card in the deck, maybe other than the Trigon. I haven't been able to do too much with it, and there isn't really much in Dis that can take them out of check. If you use Break Key,
Right.
you could get a lucky hit with Mind Fire.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything, right? Yeah, maybe.
Right, and
Right,
there are no
right.
ways to play it out of house. So it's basically Amber Pip. It does give you a delay, like if you're very
Right.
behind. Gleeful Mayhem, pretty good. Never unhappy to see
Mhm.
that. And Pain Mail is big. Like, target anything,
Right.
just get rid of it. It's just gone. Yeah.
Bye. Giant creatures, goodbye. Yeah. And it's so cool. I didn't even notice that, but
Yep.
the Matter Maker, being able to play Pain Mail out of house turn is so big, because basically you can play it like every turn after you call this. So
Yeah, and the
that's
Matter
great.
Maker, you just filter through cards because you're upgrading stuff and you're drawing more cards at the end of your turn. So
Right.
seeing Matter Maker early
Right.
is pretty great in this deck. I think this deck, the rares make it.
I wonder if that's a hard mole in this deck.
Maybe not hard, but I definitely like to see it. It also depends. Like, if they don't have artifact removal, I'll be more likely to try and look for it more quickly.
Right. In this matchup, with the double Reclaimed by Nature on Gregg, yeah, that would
Yeah,
make
it
a
probably
lot of
won't
sense.
be around that long, so just try to get max value while I can. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
actually the only artifact in the deck, so any future reclaims, you'll have to purge your own stuff. One other thing about Divelimb, it does not have any enhancements, so I thought it was also interesting to see what can Mass Mutation do, even without enhancements.
Right. Yeah, that is an interesting point. You do not see any blue on any of
Right.
the card names in Divelimb. So, and that it's kind of unique in that way. I know I've opened a lot of Mass Mutation. I don't think I've opened another deck that has none.
Yeah, it's pretty rare.
All right. Well, let's hop into
right.
the game.
All right, let's do it.
Looks like I've got the first turn.
Do I want to keep this? It's not super great, but it could be worse.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm in the same
I
boat.
think I'll hold on to it. It's a 3-2-1 split. Yeah.
Not terrible.
And it means I'll draw better cards later.
I think I'm going to keep this just because I have the daughter. She has to damage herself when she comes in here. But it's just a nice first play. Daughter and an Amber on that first turn there. And then I've got a decent number of cards from the same house in my hand.
That's interesting.
otherwise,
This is the
so.
first time I've seen another icon above the Amber icon.
I don't think I've seen anywhere in the rules if like there's a specific order in which you're supposed to trigger the icon.
Yeah, I think it's top to bottom. But I'm curious, like, do they actually print in a given order? Like, is it always Amber, capture, damage, draw?
Right. I wonder if that's just a TCO thing. Like, does it actually look
Right.
that way on the card itself?
So I think I will go into shadows. And so I'm going to bounce the daughter. And
No.
yeah, you get Amber.
Oh, well, that's okay.
I want to
actually.
see if
I'm
I
fine
can
with that.
pair with the subtle. Let's see. Nope. Well, it was
Nope.
unlikely to
But
work.
thank you for getting rid of that for me.
And yeah, I don't think subtle auto is going to be around much longer. Okay, which one of these cards do I want to discard? I didn't know what the enhancement was on it, but I knew that the infomorph was enhanced, so I figured it should go.
Ah, yes.
And
Right.
I'll put this not very good card at the top. And pass back to you.
Okay, so you vandalized my infomorph there. Okay. You're just discarding all my cards for me.
Oops, that may have been a goof actually. Because I just realized that another card in that list was also enhanced.
Yeah, infomorph is kind of only any good if it has an enhancement on it. I mean, I like having it in the deck, but I don't necessarily always need to play it. I'm gonna go Logos again. Letho to get another card in my hand. Okay, that's fine. Standardized testing with a draw on it,
Not bad.
and then the daughter's gonna hurt herself again. This daughter's a bit of a masochist.
Cool. So the standardized testing, I'm happy that it's gone.
Was that
Yeah, that was another card that I saw. But then my reasoning was also flawed because you didn't actually have it. So I was going to kind of waste time and then hope that you'd have to play it on yourself. I guess this is as good as time as any to start with the Voltron stuff.
Oh yeah, big boy. Yeah, you don't have to worry about my standard.
So the particle tracker will let
good.
me search for another upgrade if I fight with him.
Search your deck for an upgrade and put it into your hand. Shuffle. Wow. And it's any upgrade. So if you have the boot,
The Matter Maker, yeah, I can pull Pain Mail and put it out right away.
that's pretty cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna go shadows. I'll play Heist Knight just for fun. Opportunist. Okay, I've done this so many times where I've played an upgrade with the damage pip, and then I've either put it on the wrong creature or
prompts
damaged
can
the
be
wrong
tricky.
creature. So first attach it to a creature. Yeah. You have to make sure to read it. First attach it to the daughter, and then do the damage to your thing.
Yeah, you just want to make sure that you don't damage and kill her.
No, I do not want to kill that poor daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Although she would probably be okay with it, seeing as how she has very little care for herself.
Okay. So I feel comfortable that my Z-Force agent is going to be around for a while.
Yeah, he's going to be able to do some fighting with all of my elusive things. Maybe I should have put them both on the daughter. Spread the amber out.
So I think maybe what I'll do is to try to mess up your engine and then set up my board. Oh, wow, you're on key. Okay. I did not realize that.
Yes, I am check at 7.
Ooh.
Yes.
Well, you're going to forge that, but we'll still do some stuff. So first of all, look over there. Dark Wave. And then Mug. Okay, so I can go to check and your board's gone. But you still get to forge.
That's good. Well, I think
Oh,
it's time for
man.
the Amberlution. That's the only thing that makes sense. Yeah. Now, a weird thing about the way that it does it on TCO is that it doesn't really let you choose the order of where you put things, because it just like tells you, then where do you want this card? So you can't really like necessarily choose the order. You can go on the right, but yeah, I'm glad to get the
That's
Z
pretty
force
good.
out of the way.
Nice. That was your other clear. Pretty cool.
Yes, that was my other clear, and I got it like pretty early, like
Right.
at a pretty optimal
So
time.
with
for me.
Amberlution, do I put the creatures down or do you do it?
I choose where the creatures go, which I'm doing right now, but the play effects don't happen. So my Chonkers is going to stay a sad, lowly 1 power Chonkers.
Although now you've pretty much set up a board in every house.
Kind of set up a board for both of us,
Okay.
but the nice thing about it though is that now you get a turn with just those 2 cards.
So this is the only thing that makes sense here.
Yeah.
I could just take these shoulder ids out. You'll steal 1.
But you've only got 1 to steal, so it's kind of a optimal time to do it.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna live with that. So we'll just make them go away. Then Inspector can get rid of the Keyfrog and Purge, which is good. Spike Trap, okay, good. Got you some of your control gone.
Could use that.
And then I'll Pain Mail Sacrobot.
The Sacrobot.
Unfortunately, you don't have this, so it's a little less broken.
Alright, I'm going Shadows. No, I'm not. I'm going Logos. Play out some of these guys. Go ahead and Reap here. Oh, I should have done that first. Should have Reaped first to...
Yeah, it increases flexibility.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm going to get rid of this Shadows guy, because I've gone through a lot of my Shadows already. And even though he's got double enhancements on him.
I think that's a good call. Like 9 of your shadows are accounted for. We've got 1 artifact, 1 purge.
Yeah, 7 in the discard. Yeah, there's only 3 left in the draw, so it's like...
Yeah, not going to be doing too much with shadows anymore. So probably due for some Untamed. But I think I'm going to do my disc combo. Oh, and when you use Pain Mail, you can pull, because you pull your archives after you call a house, you can get it right back.
Yeah, that card's really good. I didn't realize how good Pain Mail was until I'd played with it a few times.
Alright, so we're going to try a little combo here. Going to take Brabble away, which enables Bonesaw.
Some really neat synergy in that Diz house there.
Absolutely. Alright, goodbye. And pretty much I just want to clean up your board and then try to control in Dis.
Yep, that makes sense.
The cinders make it a little hard because they do need to feed every time they reap.
Yeah, it's a neat balancing effect, like that really strong taunter, but then like it's not like it can't reap, but there's a very Dis theme oriented price that you pay.
Yep, and you still get the synergies, which is awesome. It's way better than Scullion in my opinion.
Right.
Although Cinder would have been, I think, too overpowered. Some of the disc creatures in the older sets are just way too powerful. Like Ember in behind Taunt or Arresting Guntus. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. That's like you need direct damage or removal. Like that's all it is. It's gonna work there. Alright. You were right. It is time for some Untamed. Let's play this wild cat. Cool. Not very happy with what I pulled there. I pulled the Wild Bounty. So it's like, that's exactly the card I needed just a second ago. So I've got the double Resurgence here. I'm trying to decide whether to set up a Untamed board or pull back my logos for efficiency.
Yeah, because with Resurgence you can pull up to 2 back.
Yes. So I can get up to 4 right now.
What mutants do we have here? Sacrobot, Chonkers, Infomorph. Probably don't want the Glorionis or the Mutant Cutpurse.
No, those can stay. Those are fine in the discard.
Yeah, that's just useless.
I think what I want to do is get the 3 Logos creatures minus the Infomorph. He does have a pip on him, but get the 3 efficiency creatures and then the Keyfrog just to be like a target for you.
Okay.
Even though you're going to blow up my daughter on the next turn, but that's okay if I have another one in my hand. Alright, so... Oh, but that's not enough mutants. I need 2 mutants. So it has to be the Infomorph. Probably instead of the Keyho, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so... Oh, we have a visitor.
Oh, hello there.
Infomorph and the daughter. And then... let's get back the Sacrobot and the Frog. Play that Wild Bounty for fun. Get the Frog down. There we go.
What to do here? I think I want to see more cards in my deck. Therefore, I will pick Shadows. So I'll borrow your safe place. I'm not going to use it. I think it's not long for this world.
No, I don't think so.
Alright, so we'll do Rad Penny over there on the flank. And then I'm going to mug the Keyfrog because I want the Pain Mail to stay alive.
Yeah. And get the Keyfrog out while I can't, before I can use it.
Right. So, shoulder it, all I can do is reap. I could put something on the safe place to make you be an Untamed. Let's see if there's any merit to that line. So you have 8 Untamed cards in discard, and 9, so they have 3 more. Haven't seen either reclaimed. So I think to take a Untamed turn with 2 reclaims and whatever else.
It's Song of the Wild.
A Song of the Wild. Oh,
that would be a pretty bad turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would still forge. So We'll just use it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, Logos is my call anyways, because I have the principal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that was lucky.
So that may have been a Amber wasted. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Untamed is still likely to be pretty poor, but I think we're going to see some Logos heat now.
Oh yeah. I'm looking at a lot of blue over here. Oh, nice. So the QMEX drew me the Eclectic Inquiry.
Oh, very good.
Great. Yeah, love it. I've got the Diametric Charge, but you set your board up in a way that makes it not really good. But it has 2 Amber Pips on it, so that's okay.
Nice.
Get some damage onto that Snudge. Not quite enough to get rid of it. Another Reap in there. And that.
That is a pretty good board.
Yes.
And
very efficiency based.
Sadly, my hand is quite poor.
And I've gone to check again.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, having you draw a lot of cards per turn is not good.
Like the double Resurgence and pulling back 3 off-house cards, like, felt slow, but I think it's worth it to get the extra daughter out there.
Yeah. Okay, I think I just need to clean this up. This is going to get bad. So,
yeah.
Even though this turn won't be that impressive, it's got to happen. So do break key. It's getting me nothing. So what is the right order of operations here? I think bouncing daughter doesn't make sense.
With the enhancement.
Right.
I can kill your Snudge with it.
So maybe Snudge can fight daughter, bounce Sacrobot, and then Cinder, finish daughter. So, yeah, Sacrobot is not that great in your hand.
No, that's not where I want him to be.
Alright, Cinder. Get this.
It would have been interesting to Reap with the Bone Saw, and then fight the Snudge, bounce your Bone Saw, and then play it, and it's ready.
Yeah, I had to think what I would want to do with the extra step. I guess Bone Saw would fight and be healed.
Right. He could do that, yeah. Since you're going for cleaning up the board and not getting a bunch of amber.
Yeah, and I was actually thinking of mostly using Cinder to fight, although there's a case to put Radpenny back in the deck. However, with the state of my hand right now, I actually need to be finding better cards. Steel one's not going to cut it. So I think Cinder can... Should I bother cleaning up the Untamed as well? We've now reshuffled. So let's just keep going. I would like to threaten though, so...
that makes sense.
This. Yeah.
Get up on the check there.
Oh, I was already threatening with the safe play, but you could have reclaimed, so...
Right.
That Everfescent was pretty key.
Yeah, that was really well timed. I had 0. I think you were at 6, right?
Yeah, I was definitely at 6.
Alright, so I think I am going to go for the Untamed.
I'm also happy that the daughters are in discard, so not going to see them again soon, I hope.
Yeah.
I mean,
although
Resurgence is still out there.
Yeah, my 2 Resurgence are in the draw, so Song of the Wild. Double Amber off of that. It was definitely the right call for you to go up to 6 in the pool. I guess I just play this thing. This one and the Infomorph are just kind of like, hooray, like, okay, it's a card. It's a body on the board. I like them in decks with auto encoder because you can just throw them away and not care about it at all.
Absolutely.
It's a tight game so far.
Need to dump this Star Alliance. I haven't been in Star Alliance in a while. And no Matter Maker. I think I'm seeing this deck goes a lot more slowly without it.
Yeah, you could definitely see it be a different game if Matter Maker had come out sooner, or if you'd gotten a few uses of the Z-Force agent in.
So I'll do the Z-Ray Blaster on Snuds, just boost his power.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I can't ping him off.
It's just gonna make Snuds really good.
As if he wasn't already good enough.
Yeah. He may be relevant later, depending on what I haven't seen yet. Okay, alright.
Okay. So right now he has 4, 5, 6, 7 power. So I would need to do 4 damage to it to get rid of it. Man. Okay. 3 amber. Oh, I think this is what I do. Pull the archives here. Diametric charge. And another one.
Ooh, it's gone.
Get
Ouch.
rid of that. Yeah. I did not want to let that thing stay around. And I have 8, which is a pretty comfortable place to be.
So I do have a stop. I just need to figure out what is the correct way to do this. So both diametric charges are down. So Starlines gets me a stop, but it doesn't get me to check. Shadows is a stop, and also does not get me to check. This has a pseudo stop and can get me to check, but I'm taking a big risk.
Oh, turnkey?
I mean, if you can, like, I do have a way to get it behind the taunt.
Right.
And that might just be good enough. Because your direct damage has gone to the trash. Well, I don't know if you have more damage pips, because the mutant cut purse is giving you more than 1. Right.
Yeah,
right.
I think it's 3 on the cutters.
And they're, who knows where. I think 1 was on the opportunist or something. But yeah, if I get hit with 1 more, then I'll just immediately lose. So maybe I'll go with the safer route here.
Well, the turnkey... Oh, I see,
You'll
because
forge.
the turnkey
Yeah.
would unforge a key, then I would forge on the beginning of my turn,
right,
and then
that's
I could kill the turnkey and win.
Starlines, I might get lucky and be able to just immediately threat.
Oh, if you get
The
lucky
Trigon,
with what you get off
he might bail me out here.
Trigon.
I know I was bashing him.
You were,
it's like, it just sucks. But
You
he might bail me out.
You were not very nice to him earlier, so maybe...
Pretty sure Shadows isn't the answer. It gives me 2 amber. Doesn't really advance my case, and then you'll be out of range of my other stop. I don't think I have any Shadows in deck that's interesting either. So I think I'm going to go with Starlines, because I do still have the turnkey option on the following turn. So first we'll see if Trigon's going to hit.
That seems like a big risk.
He did not hit. Sad. Let's see. Umbra Alien. Play another one. Garcia. Alright, so this is a conundrum, at least.
I think I just burst up. I think that's my plan, because, like, I've got the double Garcia, but if I can get 4 more out of Untamed, which puts me to 12, which, like, you can't, Garcia's not going to do it there. Maybe the Flume fights one of them, just because it can only reap for 1, but you can increase my key cost by 2. So I think that makes sense. And actually, I can have... Oh, that's not a beast. That's a mutant. Okay. I was going to try to increase the attendant's power and then have it kill the other Garcia, but it's not a beast. And then Wild Bounty onto the Reclaimed by Nature that I've been holding for a while for that artifact, but it never showed up.
It did not show up. Alright, so the only thing that caused me not to lose is this. So I'll pick that. Got my pay mail back. Alright, first of all, let's see. Wildfire hit anything?
Cat.
Nope.
That
Yeah.
stayed on the board for a while. What did you get? Oh, attendant. Oh, that was lucky for me.
I do have to be worried about stops as well. I have to get to a high enough number, certainly.
Yeah.
So bone saws just isn't doing anything anymore. So I'll have him reap. Then we will gleeful. Alright, bone saw gone. Your amber count is irrelevant now. I mean, I can't really kill him. Okay, rad penny definitely must go. Kill Trigon, sure. Then I guess chainmail this acrobat. We'll do turnkey over here. Then just go up to even bigger numbers.
If you don't look at the turnkey, this looks pretty bad for me right now.
Yeah, and because of the way the cinders are set up, you have to kill both of them and the shoulder id
Right.
to actually get to it by fighting. But yeah, the direct damage will just be GG or mug or something.
Fortunately for me.
Yep. All right.
Yep.
Well, that'll do it.
Good game.
Yeah, good
that
game.
Was neat. That was. I definitely feel like that was a balanced game. I thought it was really interesting that none of the things that we really talked about happened. Like the Amberlution did not trigger the key. I didn't use the Keyfrog at all for anything.
Yeah.
Other than being a target, and the Z-Force agent didn't really see much play.
Yeah, the Amberlution got rid of him. That was big. I thought after standardized testing, he might be able to stick around. I think Mattermaker showing up at the bottom made this deck slow down significantly.
Yeah, definitely.
So maybe that stuff about hard mulliganing for it, I should reconsider that.
Maybe. I'll be honest. I had your deck pinned for the favorite here. I definitely thought that deck was gonna pull one over on this one. So I was pretty surprised by the outcome here.
Yeah, well, that's Keyforge. I mean, anything can happen.
Indeed, yes.
Yeah, it was a fun game. I think there were a few big plays that happened at the right time, and the two daughters really speeds through things, and it was definitely an effort to get rid of them. I tried to keep the board small. Unfortunately, you were able to burst up, and I wasn't quite moving through my deck quickly enough.
Yeah, because you had to keep calling dis to wipe up the board, which I think it was the right call, but it slowed down, and then you never drew
the Mattermaker. Yeah, it was bottom 3, like it's the very bottom, and I had a hand of 5 Star Alliance cards that were pretty useless. There's like 2 Umbra Aliens and 2 of the Z-Force upgrades and Trigon.
Yeah, and those were in your hand for a while there.
I think at least a turn. And I chose to go with this when you had a bunch of Logos creatures out, and the daughter just really needed to be dealt with. And yeah, the turnkey out was a big gamble, but I think there was really no other way to go. I could have also gone with Old Bruno.
Would that have been
would have
enough?
taken you off 8, and then I would have gone to 5. And
I see.
You would have to spend a lot of time trying to get to it.
Right.
Well, scrolling up, I mean, let's see what ended up happening. That might have been the way to go.
To go shadows instead.
But then I could get to 5. I think you still would have been able to get to check, but if the check didn't involve killing the Old Bruno, I could have then played that Star Alliance turn, and I would have had one more turn. So that might have been the better play.
Yeah. It's always hard to rewind and
it's
see.
super interesting, though. And of course, it depends on the order of the cards, too. And I figured if you just spent some time fighting, it was within your capabilities to get rid of Old Bruno. And then I would have been in big trouble because you would have been over 10. And I wouldn't have been as well set up to try to dump those Star Alliance cards and hopefully draw something better.
Yeah, I just got or I've had in my hand the Effervescent Principle for a few turns again too. So I think I was in a pretty secure position here.
Yeah, it's a very close game. A lot of fun.
That was a very close game indeed. Be sure you check back next time for what is certain to be another close and interesting game. I will be handing Gregg over to Siaka, and I will be playing my other deck that I have selected. Siaka, thank you very much for joining me on mic for Season 2.
Absolutely.
I've been Brobnar89. This is Cull the Weak, and we will see you next time.